Hey everyone, we start today with a reading from the end of Luke's Gospel. Jesus led them out as far as Bethany, where he lifted his hands and blessed them. As he blessed them, he left them and was taken up into heaven. They worshipped him and returned to Jerusalem overwhelmed with joy. So I want to start out our series this week talking a little bit about the Christian calendar. We're technically still in the season of Easter. It starts on Easter Sunday, but it goes from now up until the day of Pentecost, which is this coming Sunday. And yesterday, the Sunday before Pentecost, is typically when Christians remember the ascension of Jesus, what we just heard in that story where he's taken into heaven. So this week we're going to focus on those two stories of ascension and Pentecost. But the story of Jesus ascending into heaven is one of the most ignored parts of Jesus' story. It's really just, if we do think about it at all, it's to explain how Jesus is not physically here right now. But if he's not here, well, where is he? Well, the answer is he's in heaven, but where is heaven? And what do we mean when we talk about heaven? And how does Jesus get there? I think the way that we tend to assume is that heaven is just far away, right? It's far off, and so when Jesus ascends, he's taking off. And so I sometimes talk about the ascension as we think of it as rocket ship Jesus, like blasting off to go back to his home planet, like E.T. or Poochie. But how far, if that's how we think of heaven, how long would Jesus have to fly up into the air to get there, right? It breaks down pretty quick if we really start thinking about it. Instead, I think we have to have a better view of what heaven is and where it is, and realize that heaven is all around us, right here, in a sense. It's like the other side of reality, right? We can't see it in a sense, but it's always right there. And at all times, heaven is breaking through if we can just pay attention to it. And so what that means is that this is not a story of Jesus going away and leaving. It's about Jesus going into a space where he can be closer to us than he ever has been. The other thing that's important to notice with this story of Jesus ascending is that he goes with his body, right? With the resurrected body that he has now. He doesn't, his spirit doesn't float into the air and his body drops back down into earth. He remains human, even then and even now, even though it's a perfected form. And so this shows to us, reminds us again that being human, being in a body is not bad. It's not something to be escaped, despite the way that we sometimes talk about it. Christ is still the human being at the center of the universe. And so the union of spirit and matter, of heaven and earth, the ascension points to that essential reality. It's still central for us. The incarnation of Jesus, the Word being made flesh, it's not undone by the ascension. In fact, it's reinforced. And so what does that mean for us? It means that we can love ourselves as we are now. We can love ourselves because Christ does, the Christ who is always near.